Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through the information overload to bring you the core insights. Today, we're tackling something universal: personal finance. If you've ever felt, overwhelmed by money management or just too busy to make real progress, you're absolutely not alone. We've gathered insights from workshops, research, real-life success stories, really trying to map out a path to not just finish rich, but to truly live rich along the way.
Precisely. Our mission today is, well, it's to simplify what often feels incredibly complex. We'll delve into why many traditional financial approaches fall short and introduce strategies designed to integrate, seamlessly into your busy life rather than becoming another burden. It's about more than just accumulating wealth. It's about aligning your financial decisions with what genuinely brings you a rich and meaningful life.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our deep dive today is all about building a financial life that operates sort of on autopilot, liberating you from constant worry and giving you real control. Get ready for some powerful shifts in perspective and practical, actionable steps you can take starting today.
What's truly foundational here is the insight that financial success really needs to be automatic. The reason, as our sources highlight, is deeply human.
Okay.
We are all incredibly busy.
Right.
If a financial plan demands constant vigilance and willpower, the data shows it often falters. Think about it. We make resolutions to save, to spend less. But often that discipline, it just wanes after, maybe 3 weeks? The core finding is if your financial plan relies on your time and discipline, it will likely fail.
Right. So the secret is automation. But I can already hear some listeners thinking, automatic sounds great, but doesn't that mean I lose control? Or maybe I just automate bad habits. How do our sources address that tension, that, automation versus feeling truly in command?
That's an excellent question, because automation paradoxically gives you control. It removes the friction points, it frees up your mental energy, and importantly, it's not just about, accumulating money. The sources emphasize a bigger vision: living rich. This asks us to consider, okay, what does living rich truly mean to you? It's about aligning your financial life with your deepest values, focusing on what genuinely enhances your well-being. We'll build in techniques for both.
And the inspiration for this isn't some high-flying investor, is it? It's a really relatable, everyday hero. Tell us about Grandma Roseback.
Grandma Rose, yes. She started her financial journey at 30, just utterly exhausted by poverty. No college degree, lower middle class jobs. And she began by saving just $1 a week, which was actually a significant sum for her back then. And despite an initial setback, 5 of her first stock investments went to zero. Right. She didn't quit. She sought advice, educated herself, took classes, read books, and over her lifetime became a millionaire. Her story powerfully shows it's never too late to start, and that genuine wealth is built over time with a timeless, true, honest approach, not some fleeting, get-rich-quick scheme.
Grandma Rose's story, it really highlights the power of persistence, doesn't it? It's such a stark contrast to that get-rich-quick mentality we see sometimes. Now, our sources are pretty firm that traditional budgeting, in particular, often falls short. Why is that? And what alternative model does our research point to that actually does work?
Yeah, traditional budgeting, we find it often leads to conflict. And it's incredibly difficult to sustain sometimes, like harder than dieting, that's a direct quote. Many couples, for instance, attempting to budget rigorously, they just end up fighting over every penny. The sources cite Jim and Sue McIntyre, an ordinary couple, nearly divorced over budgeting, yet achieved extraordinary wealth by making their entire financial life automatic.
Okay, automatic. So here's where we get to the practical application. The core of this approach is a 7-step blueprint, right?
Yeah.
Designed to put your financial life on autopilot. Can you walk us through those key steps?
Absolutely. This is your roadmap to financial freedom, essentially. 1,
Sure.
Pay yourself first. This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's the #1 millionaire habit. It means prioritizing your future self before anyone else gets a piece of your paycheck.
Right, before bills, before anything else.
Exactly. 2, automate paycheck deposits. Ensure your income goes directly into your accounts. No manual transfers, no delays. Simple. 3, build an emergency account. This is your money airbag. So crucial. It should cover, say, 3 to 24 months of living expenses, kept safe and liquid, never in the stock market.
Never in the stock market.
Yeah.
Got it.
We heard about a man who lost his job, got sick. His emergency fund literally saved him from homelessness. It's non-negotiable.
Wow.
4, fund your dream account. This is for all the goals between now and retirement. Could be a down payment, a sabbatical, a passion project, that dream vacation. It's what makes living rich a reality. I actually took an 18-month sabbatical myself, funded by my own dream account. It was transformational.
That's amazing. 18 months.
5, auto pay credit card minimums. This crucial step prevents late fees, which can spiral,
Hmm.
into significant penalties, interest rate hikes, up to 29%.
Ouch.
Yeah. 6, automate regular bills, mortgage, utilities, phone, gym membership, everything predictable. Set it to auto pay. Frees up mental space, prevents missed payments. And 7, automate charity. Many high net worth individuals began giving back long before they were wealthy. Automating it aligns your finances with generosity if that's a core value for you.
That concept, having like 95% of your financial life on autopilot,
Yeah.
is truly a game changer for anyone feeling overwhelmed. It almost looks like a superpower, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because a common lament we hear, right, is, I don't know where all my money goes. It just vanishes. Our finances, if left undirected, they tend to dissipate into unseen expenses, often benefiting others more than ourselves. This is where the wisdom of the latte factor truly comes into play.
Ah, the famous latte factor. And it's not really about shaming your coffee habit, is it?
No, not at all.
It's more about revealing how those small, often unnoticed daily expenses,
Mm-hmm.
how they accumulate into a staggering sum over time.
Mm-hmm.
The real insight here is recognizing where your money is subtly escaping, right? And then redirecting it towards your automatic savings without feeling deprived. Can you give us an example?
Yeah, the story of Kim is perfect. Young woman working at the Gap, her daily routine, a latte, muffin, Jamba Juice, power bar. It totaled $10.70 a day.
$10.70 a day. Doesn't sound like much initially.
Right, but over 35 years, compounded at 8% interest. That seemingly small amount grows to nearly $670,000 for one person.
$670,000.
Or over $1.3 million for a couple, just from that $10.70 a day. This is often more than the average American saves for retirement. It's a powerful wake-up call.
That is a staggering figure. It really makes you pause and think about those daily habits. Okay, so for our listener who wants to find their own latte factor, where should they start? What's the first step?
The first step is simple observation. Track your expenses. Don't change anything yet. Just observe. For a day, or ideally a week, you'll likely be shocked by where your money is truly going. Once identified, you can consciously redirect that money into your automatic savings. Even finding, say, $10 a day can build momentum and confidence. And beyond daily cost, think about the double latte factor.
Double latte factor.
Yeah, those larger fixed expenses that can often be reduced without sacrificing quality of life. Think oversized cable packages, cell phone plans you don't fully use, unused gym memberships. Many services, like the app Trim, can actually analyze your spending, highlight subscriptions, and even help you cancel them. It's critical to remember, a $50 a month subscription, that's $600 a year. It's $6,000 over a decade. Running those numbers is incredibly motivating.
It really is. Now, shifting gears a bit. Money can be a huge source of tension in relationships, right? Even for financial advisors, apparently. Our sources indicate this is a common battleground. How do couples move past that conflict and get on the same page financially?
Our research certainly confirms this. It's a major issue. Ironically, a study found financially responsible was the #1 trait people considered sexy in a partner.
Sexy.
Yeah. Yet most of us believe we are the responsible one, while our spouse is impulsive or avoids finances. It's a common perception gap. And this leads to significant disconnects. 33% of couples don't agree on where to retire. 62% disagree on retirement age. And get this, 73% disagree on whether they've even completed a retirement income plan.
73%. That's huge. And when do these crucial money conversations usually happen? I'm guessing probably not always at the most ideal times.
You're absolutely right. Usually when emotions are already high. Maybe during bill paying, which is stressful, or in casual, less than ideal moments, like in the car or right before bed. Often when one partner might already be feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, these environments are rarely, conducive to productive financial discussions.
So what's a proactive, constructive solution? How can couples bridge this financial divide effectively?
The key, according to our sources, is to schedule a money date.
A money date.
Yeah. A safe, designated time, free of blame, just to sit down and discuss finances. Start with small wins. Maybe agree on a pay-yourself-first percentage together. Honesty and trust are paramount, obviously. And our sources also reveal this surprising disconnect. What men consider a small purchase-needing discussion is around $1,231 on average. For women, it's $396.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Huge difference. It highlights just how essential open, planned communication is.
Okay, so with all this talk of automation, organization, communication, what are some of the most effective tools, apps, websites, What can help us put these strategies into practice?
Well, for a comprehensive financial dashboard, Mint.com remains a long-standing favorite. It links all your accounts, credit cards, checking, investments, even properties. Helps you track expenses, net worth, provides a free credit score. It's quite powerful. And for couples, it's particularly effective when both partners actively use it and look at it together. For calculations, scenario planning, stuff like that, Bankrate.com is invaluable. And an old classic, dinkytown.net.
Dinkytown.
Yeah, sounds funny, but it's one of the original financial calculator websites. Over 450 calculators for everything imaginable.
It's truly compelling how these apps are democratizing access, isn't it? Because for so many listeners, I think the biggest psychological barrier to investing is simply feeling like they don't have enough money to start. How do these tools specifically dismantle that particular hurdle?
That's exactly it. The rise of micro-investing apps and robo-advisors is a complete game changer. Apps like Acorns, for instance, which one listener mentioned loving, they round up your spare change from everyday purchases and automatically invest it into diversified portfolios. You can literally start with just $5 and then maybe invest $1 a day. It makes it so accessible. Stash Invest is similar. And then you have robo-advisors like Wealthfront and Betterment. They offer automated, low-cost, diversified portfolios, basically making professional-grade investing accessible to virtually everyone.
These tools sound incredibly powerful, but with automation, are there any important warnings? Any caveats we should be aware of?
That's a really important point. While these tools are fantastic, it's vital to be, eyes wide open. When using robo-advisors, for example, be mindful of their risk tolerance questionnaires. Don't just click through them without thinking. You need to understand how the suggested portfolio actually aligns with your real financial goals and your comfort level with risk. I have to guide friends through these multiple times, actually. And remember, this deep dive is for educational purposes. Always do your own due diligence. Consider professional advice for your specific situation.
Absolutely. Okay, let's get to the true heart of building wealth. Pay yourself first. We touched on it earlier. But why is this one habit, according to our sources, so uniquely transformative? What's the deep magic there?
Because it fundamentally shifts your entire financial mindset. That's the core of it. Instead of just hoping for money to be left over at the end of the month, which, let's be honest, usually doesn't happen, our money clock illustration shows this well. You consciously prioritize your future self. Our sources paint this picture. If your workday represents your income, right? Roughly 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. goes to taxes. Then hours for housing, transportation, everything else. Traditional budgeting tries to save whatever little sliver is left at 5 p.m.
Right, the leftovers.
The leftovers. Pay yourself first completely reverses this. It says dedicate the first hour of your day's earnings, which is about 12.5% of your gross income, directly to your future. It's like reprogramming your financial DNA.
Okay, reprogramming your financial DNA. I like that. So if that's the mindset, how much should someone actually aim to save? What's the target?
Well, for what the sources call massive financial security, the suggestion is aiming for 15–20% of your gross income, or even 20% plus if you have ambitions to retire early. Compare that to the average 401k contribution in the U.S., which is only like 3–6%. That's simply not enough for most people.
3 to 6%? That's low.
It is. Consider the story of Betty and Lynn, worked at the same company 30 years. Betty contributed 15% to her 401k. Lynn contributed 4%. Betty retired comfortably. Lynn found out she needed to work another 5–10 years. One decision, over time, dramatically different destinies.
Wow. That really drives it home. So where should we be putting this money we're paying ourselves first?
The primary vehicles are typically employer-sponsored retirement plans like 401k plans if you have access to one, and also individual retirement accounts or IRAs. If you have a 401k at work, definitely enroll. Max it out if you can, but at the very, very minimum, contribute enough to get the full company match. Anything less is literally leaving free money on the table.
Free money. Can't argue with that.
Right. Now, Roth versus traditional accounts. The key difference is when you pay taxes. With Roth, you contribute after-tax dollars, so withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. With traditional, you often get an immediate tax deduction now, but you pay taxes on withdrawals later in retirement. There are pros and cons to each. And for the self-employed, there are powerful options like ISI IRAs and especially solo 401k plans. These have much higher contribution limits, allowing freelancers and small business owners to build substantial tax-advantaged wealth much more rapidly.
This sounds like it really requires decisive action, though, not just thinking about it, but doing it.
It absolutely does. Intentions are great, but action is what matters. The Automatic Millionaire Promise framework our sources talk about, it includes a worksheet, It asks you to commit to a specific percentage. 12.5% is the benchmark they push for, and a firm start date. Ideally, like tomorrow. Don't wait. Because education without action, it won't change your financial life.
Okay, so once you're consistently saving, paying yourself first, how do you keep track of everything? And maybe more importantly, how do you ensure your loved ones are protected financially if something happens?
Yeah, that's critical because many people are, frankly, super unorganized with their finances. We've all heard stories, maybe seen it ourselves. The brown paper bags full of documents, stuff scattered everywhere. Our sources advocate for a streamlined system, like the Finish file folder system. Simple but effective. Basically, organizing essential documents into clear categories, maybe 12 hanging folders.
12 folders, what kind of categories?
Things like tax returns, retirement accounts, social security statements, investment accounts, savings and checking, household accounts, a folder for credit card debt capitalized to make it stand out, other liabilities, insurance policies, and crucially, a folder for your family, will, or trust. Also, folders for children's accounts or rental property is applicable. The goal is clarity, so you, and importantly your loved ones, can easily access vital information, especially in an emergency. And look, if that will or trust folder is empty, that's a huge red flag. It's a clear signal to get that done immediately.
Definitely a powerful visual cue. So beyond organization, what are the key components of a robust financial protection plan? What are the absolute must-haves?
Your financial protection plan, according to the research, really needs 3 crucial components. 1, a money airbag. That's your emergency account we talked about. Reiterating. 24 months of essential living expenses. Kept safe, liquid high-yield savings, money market accounts, CDs, not stocks. 2, a will or living trust. Everyone needs one, especially if you have a spouse or children. Everyone. A will states your wishes. A trust primarily offers privacy and helps avoid probate, that's the public, often lengthy and costly legal process of validating a will after death. A trust ensures your assets go where you intend, privately and often more quickly.
But you have to actually put assets in the trust, right?
Critically important point, yes. Assets must actually be titled in the name of the trust for it to work. Signing the trust document isn't enough. And don't hide your will or trust documents. Let a trusted person, your executor, your successor trustee, know exactly where they are. 3, proper life insurance. For most people, life insurance is pure protection, not an investment vehicle. And term life insurance is highly recommended because it's never been more affordable.
How affordable are we talking?
Well, think about this. A healthy 35-year-old man can often get a $500,000 20-year term policy for about $34 a month.
$34?
Yeah. That's like, what, 5 fancy toffees? To ensure your family's financial stability if the unthinkable happens. We heard Stephanie Russell's story. Her husband passed away young. The peace of mind they had because they'd bought term life insurance was immense. It ensured her boys could live comfortably. And remember, the average age of widowhood in the U.S. is around 55, 57. This protection is just paramount.
Okay, protection is key. Now, let's talk about the flip side for many people. Debt. It can feel like an incredibly heavy weight. What's the strategy for getting out of it? And is there really such a thing as good debt?
Well, my personal experience taught me just how overwhelming debt can feel. It's crushing. Fundamentally, our sources argue there's no good debt if you can't actually pay it back comfortably. The real distinction lies in the interest rate. You've got toxic debt, like credit cards charging 29% interest, versus maybe cheaper debt, like student loans at 3 or 4%, and things like payday loans. They're described as a financial ripoff, with annual rates that can just soar to 500% or more. Avoid at all costs.
500%, wow.
Yeah.
So when it comes to tackling that high-interest credit card debt specifically, what's the most effective plan of attack?
Okay, 4 key steps generally recommended. 1, know what you owe. Sounds basic, but people often underestimate their total debt significantly. Use a simple worksheet, maybe the DULP system mentioned in sources, or just an app like mint.com to get a clear, honest picture. 2, the snowball approach. This is about momentum. Line up all your credit cards, smallest balance to largest, make minimum payments on all of them except the one with the smallest balance. Throw every extra dollar you can find at that smallest balance until it's gone. Then you take the money you were paying on that first card, minimum plus extra, and roll it all onto the next smallest card. This creates powerful psychological wins early on, keeps you motivated, and reduces the risk of multiple late fees.
I like that, psychological ones.
Exactly. 3, lower your rates. Call your credit card companies. Seriously, if you have a decent payment history, just ask them politely for a lower interest rate. They often will grant it. It costs nothing to ask. If they won't budge, explore balance transfer offers on new cards with better rates, or even ask for loyalty points if you've been a long-time customer. 4, Seek professional help if needed. Don't be afraid or ashamed. Nonprofit organizations like the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, NFCC, nfcc.org, can connect you with certified counselors. They offer structured plans like debt management plans, DMPs, that can significantly lower your rates, eliminate fees, and create one manageable monthly payment. The key principle, though, underlying all of this is simple. When you're in a hole, stop digging. Stop using the cards while you're paying them off.
Stop digging. Got it. Okay, moving from debt to wealth building. You mentioned you're a strong advocate for home ownership. Why is real estate considered such a powerful wealth-building tool in our sources? What are the mechanics there?
Yes, I am an unabashed crusader for homeownership, as one source puts it, and the data backs it up. It's often the smartest investment you'll make for several key reasons. One, it's forced savings. Every mortgage payment includes paying down principal, building equity automatically. Two, it offers leverage. You're controlling a large asset with a relatively small down payment using the bank's money. Three, significant tax breaks like the mortgage interest deduction for many, and potentially up to $500,000 in tax-free gains on the sale of your primary residence for married couples every 2 years.
$500,000 tax-free.
Potentially, yes. And four, just the immense pride of ownership. It's yours. The stats are compelling. Our sources show the average homeowner is worth somewhere between 31 to 46 times more than the average renter.
31 to 46 times.
It's a huge difference. So the advice is clear. Don't delay buying a home if you can, even if it's a starter home. Maybe even go in with a friend to get started. Get in the game. And to accelerate wealth building within homeownership, the bi-weekly mortgage plan.
Tell me more about that.
Super simple, yet powerful. You arrange with your lender to pay half your monthly mortgage payment every 2 weeks. Since there are 26 two-week periods in a year, you end up making 13 full monthly payments instead of 12. One extra payment per year. This simple shift can shave years off your mortgage, often paying off a 30-year loan in about 25 years, and save you tens of thousands in interest. Most banks offer this. But a crucial warning. Never use home equity like through a HELOC or cash-out refi to pay for liabilities like credit card debt or cars.
Why not? The interest rate is lower.
It is lower, but the risk is huge. People often run the credit cards right back up again, but now their house is on the line. They end up with no equity and still in debt. It's a dangerous trap. Only use home equity strategically to acquire another asset, like maybe a down payment on an investment property. That's the McIntyre method we mentioned earlier. Buy, pay down, rent out, use equity to buy the next one. That's how ordinary people build real estate wealth.
That makes sense. Okay, for many of our listeners, growing income is key, especially if they're self-employed or entrepreneurs. Our sources distinguish between a dumb business and a smart business. What exactly is the difference there?
Yeah, this is a really important distinction for anyone running their own show. A dumb business, as the sources rather bluntly describe it, focuses solely on maximizing tax write-offs. The goal seems to be showing zero profit, or as little as possible by year-end to avoid taxes.
Sounds smart from a tax perspective initially.
Maybe initially, but the result is no actual money left for the owner, no assets being built in the business or personally, and an inability to get loans because you're showing no income. It's basically being broke on paper and often in reality. Meanwhile, their employed friends might be steadily building wealth through their company 401k plans. A smart business, on the other hand, prioritizes actually generating profit. And critically, the owner pays themselves first into those powerful self-employed retirement accounts we talked about, the solo 401k or the CIRA. This builds real, tax-advantaged personal wealth from the business profits. Then maybe they strategically buy assets, like the building the business operates from, and have the business pay rent to them personally.
Building assets.
Exactly, building real wealth and long-term financial security. The insight here is that many accountants are great at tax avoidance, but not necessarily wealth creation strategy. You might need to find an accountant who understands and supports the latter.
Okay, so if you're starting out or want to shift to that smart business model, what's one of the fastest ways for any business, even a small freelance operation, to actually make more money right now?
Well, there are 3 core ways generally. Get more clients, sell more to your existing clients, and often the most direct and powerful lever, raise your prices.
Raise your prices. People get nervous about that.
They do. But think about the dry cleaner millionaire story from San Francisco in the sources. This owner systematically raised his prices by just 5% every 6 months. Like clockwork. What happened? His loyal customers barely noticed, or they valued the service and didn't leave. A few maybe grumbled, but the vast majority stayed. And that extra 5%, it dropped straight to his bottom line, massively boosting his profitability. That's what allowed him to invest heavily in real estate and become wealthy.
Just 5%.
Just 5%. So the actionable advice is go home tomorrow, look at your pricing, and raise it by 5%. If your service or product is good, most clients won't balk. And that extra profit margin, that's pure fuel for your pay yourself first retirement accounts and your wealth building.
That's a powerful, actionable step. Okay, let's specifically address women and money for a moment. There's a lot of good news in the sources, women making huge strides, but also some unique challenges that make focused financial planning perhaps even more critical.
Absolutely. The progress is undeniable. Women are truly the entrepreneurs of America right now, starting businesses at a 3-to-1 ratio compared to men, controlling a staggering $14 trillion in assets expected to hit $20 trillion soon, and influencing something like 83% of all consumer purchasing decisions. Huge economic power. And get this, 48% of millionaires in the U.S. are now women, and that's projected to hit 60% within the next 10-15 years.
60%?
60%. And what's fascinating from an investing standpoint, our sources consistently show women often outperform men as investors.
Why is that?
Primarily because they tend to trade less frequently, they do more research before investing, and they panic sell less often during market downturns. More patience, more discipline. It reminds me of my own grandmother teaching me about investing in McDonald's stock when I was 7. A simple, powerful way to teach kids, boys and girls, about owning a piece of the companies they interact with.
That's great perspective. But what are those specific challenges women face that really underscore the need for this kind of financial empowerment and planning?
Well, there are a few key demographic realities. Women tend to live longer than men, about 7 years longer, on average. Combined with the fact that the average age of widowhood in the U.S. is between 55 and 57. This means many, many women will outlive their partners and will need to be financially self-sufficient, often for many years. They need their own plan. Furthermore, sadly, about 40–50% of marriages still end in divorce. This makes it absolutely crucial for both partners, women, and, increasingly, men too, who might not have handled the finances traditionally, to fully understand where all the money is, how accounts are titled, what the overall financial picture looks like. Owning your financial power and knowledge is non-negotiable.
Absolutely. So bringing all these threads together, the automation, the values, the protection, the wealth building, how do we make this an empowering, truly purpose-focused financial plan, something driven by more than just numbers?
It genuinely starts with your why. You have to connect the actions to your deeper motivations. Why are you doing this? What are your core values? What do you really want to accomplish with your life and your money? Our sources suggest exercises like creating a value circle, brainstorming what truly matters most to you: honesty, family, security, adventure, contribution. Then you set empowering goals that directly align with those core values. Saving isn't just saving, it's funding freedom or security or generosity. A powerful guiding question they use, called the Finish Clarity question, is this. Ask yourself, if we were sitting here together 1 year from today, looking back, what is the one thing that has to happen in your financial life for you to feel that you have made great progress this year? That focuses you on what's most important now.
I love that question. Focuses the mind. And finally, as we set out on this path, making these changes, what about those people in our lives, maybe well-meaning, maybe not, who might discourage us? What some of the sources call the dream stealers. How do we navigate that negativity?
Yes, the dream stealers. We all have them, don't we? Could be parents, siblings, friends, sometimes even a spouse, unfortunately. The advice isn't necessarily to cut them out of your life entirely, but you can quiet file them when it comes to your financial goals and plans.
Quiet file them?
Yeah. Just don't share your new automatic savings plan or your goal to buy a house or your price increase with people you know will react negatively, pour cold water on it, tell you why it won't work. You have permission to stop intentionally dialing pain, as one source puts it, into your own life by seeking validation from negative people. Instead, focus on building your own dream team. Find supportive friends, mentors, maybe a financial planner who gets it, or honestly, just be your own dream team first. Believe in your plan and take action.
Be your own dream team. That's powerful. Wow, what an empowering deep dive this has been. We've covered so much ground automating finances. Finding that hidden latte factor money, tackling debt strategically, building wealth through homeownership, protecting your family. The message seems crystal clear. Financial security isn't really about luck or needing super complex strategies, is it? It's more about making simple, automatic choices consistently over time.
Indeed, that's the essence of it. Your opportunity to fix the broader economy really is to fix your own economy first. Don't wait for political changes or perfect market timing. Markets will always go up and down. That's their nature. Your long-term vision and your consistent personal action. Those are your most powerful tools. The incredible power of compounding interest, it works its magic over decades, not days or weeks. You just have to start and stay the course.
Start and stay the course. Okay, so for you, our listener, here's a final provocative thought to carry with you from today's deep dive. What is the one automatic action step, maybe small, maybe bigger, that you will commit to taking today or maybe tomorrow morning? What one thing will move you closer to living rich now and finishing rich later? Start small, make it automatic, and watch your financial destiny begin to transform. Go act on it.